Kate, are you muted?
I was muted. You would think after all the years on Zoom, I would know that. But we have Kim Ruyle here. I'm Kate Camerata, the founder and creative executive producing director of CreateTheater, the Experts Theater Company, and the New Works Festival. We have Kim Ruyle, who is our playwright of the month, because Kim, you are getting so much traction with all of your shows. It's really remarkable.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so I hope you share in the feedback afterwards how you're able to get so many productions under your belt. It's one, you're a very good writer, and two, you have some secrets that I hope that you share with us.
Okay.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about this production here of MAEVE'S Camellia?
Sure. I'm very, very pleased and proud of this show. I worked on it for quite a while. I guess I was inspired because I've always been interested in what constitutes compatibility in couples, right? And what I've learned is that intellectual compatibility is probably the #1 driver. But then what else contributes to that mix? In my past life, I started out my career in the blue collar trades. I worked as a welder and a machinist, a mechanic. And then later I got a bunch of advanced degrees, and I actually managed a team of PhD IO psychologists. So I feel like I know both these characters, and I just thought, what an interesting contrast between a very intellectual, a very bright but insecure blue collar fellow, and obviously very bright, highly educated, big difference in status, a female therapist who's emotionally scarred, and what would happen if we brought them together on a first date. So that's what this play is.
Cool. So without any more ado, we're going to start MAEVE'S Camellia.
Thank you.
By Kim Ruyle, and I really hope that everyone stays for the feedback. It runs approximately 90 minutes, so we'll see you on the other end.
You say you'll be down tonight. Slide the curtain. Floating downstairs, you're fixing up your hair like you do. I'll be in there. The second that I see you, oh, you won't be surprised at how every time it's nothing. So it's on a night like tonight. I think you can read my mind. You're looking right through my eyes. Come on, give me a break.
I'm sorry. It's just, it's funny. Cute. You're cute.
Oh, good. I'm cute.
Well, yeah, I think you're cute. Your enthusiasm, very cute.
Okay. Well, I guess I let my enthusiasm get the best of me.
What are you, a lion?
No. I guess I'm just passionate.
Oh, God, you are. A wild man is what you are. I've got Tarzan in my bed.
It was just involuntary. It's been a while. I guess a lot of pent up, I don't know.
Passion.
Well, yeah. It's not all on me. You're not exactly quiet either.
I hope the neighbors have their windows closed. And I'm not laughing at you, with you. I'm laughing with you. Why aren't you laughing?
Bed is not the place a guy wants to hear a woman howling with laughter.
You know what I think? I think you are Tarzan. My God, I just wasn't expecting.
Me too. I wasn't expecting. Huh.
What? You mean the sex?
This was more than sex, wasn't it?
What do you think?
But maybe. You think we might? That this might be more than.
That's always the question, isn't it? Holy shit!
Yeah?
Oh, is that a question?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I mean, wow, yes. You're just so in sync. Sure doesn't feel like a first date.
but it's because we got to know each other online, the messages, and sharing pics.
And the essay, don't forget the essay.
Essay.
It's just, I never, not on a first date, so yeah, unexpected.
Never? I find that.
Oh, and the boots. I did not expect cowboy boots.
What, you don't like them?
No, I do. Just unexpected. Cowboy boots and jeans. I like your boots. I love your jeans.
What'd you expect me to wear?
I don't know. Something. Maybe a business suit.
A business suit to Jethro's Suds and Steaks. Oh God, you thought I would show up an uptight, prissy.
No. Just knowing your profession, I thought.
I get it. You wore creased slacks and wingtips so we'd look like a couple. Oh, or maybe you're just trying to impress me.
Trying too hard, I guess. Next time. Can I assume there will be a next time?
No commitments, no regrets.
Oh, well, if there is a next time, more upscale. Linen and candles on the table.
I am good with a bucket of peanuts on the table. But can I assume if we go to a fancy restaurant that you'll be pulling on jeans and a pair of shit-kicking cowboy boots?
There it is. Wanted to get around to it.
Around what?
The psychologist has me pegged as a blue-collar bore, thoroughly lacking in social graces, unable to appropriately dress myself for the occasion.
Jesus, is that how welders talk? Don't be so sensitive.
How are we supposed to talk? I almost said indecorous, but I didn't want to sound pretentious.
Jesus.
Sex changes things.
Always? You don't really think I'm being critical about slacks and wingtips? Really, Rob, I'm just having fun. There's nothing wrong with the way you talk.
All right. No worries then. I'm not sensitive. As a matter of fact, I like change.
Well, in that case.
Here we go.
What?
Please tell me you're not going to profile me.
Profile you?
A site profile.
God damn it. See, this is why I don't like to tell men that I am a therapist.
I suppose you're gauging my degree of introversion, my openness, my neuroticism.
And you're not sensitive? Just stay in bed. Be right back. I'm just getting us some water. Do you want anything else?
We can share it.
Sure. Okay, what I was trying to say before you stereotype me.
I'm sorry, but you've got to understand, this kind of relationship,
Oh, now we're in a relationship.
no, I mean, I'm not used to, just go on, you were saying.
Say that I noticed you have hair on your chest.
Oh God, don't tell me the chest hair is correlated with a psychological disorder.
Jesus Christ. Can we agree to make this a safe zone?
Sure, but didn't we already talk about protection?
So if we're okay now, I will try to finish my cup. God damn it. Stop looking so fucking adorable. I was saying that I noticed you have hair on your chest, and not a lot, but it looks good. It feels good too, and now here's my question. I noticed you don't have a lot of hair on your arms, and I'm not criticizing, really. I'm just curious.
Goes with the job.
Okay, I guess I don't understand.
From sparks. So you have to look real closely. A dense pattern of small scars.
Hardly noticeable, but ouch.
You get used to it.
How did you become a welder?
Aptitude, and good eye-hand coordination.
Gifted hands. I can attest to that, but God, your tongue. You really like my boots?
And your jeans. You have a perfect ass. Sorry, is that okay to say that?
The ultimate compliment. It's good to know you're an ass man.
Oh, is there an ass man psych profile? Something different than a tit man profile?
Neither asses nor tits a sexual deviant mates. That is straight from the DSM.
DSM?
Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. A direct quote. Now, in the realm of sexual deviancy, ass appreciation is considered quite innocuous.
What about you? If there are ass men, are there ass women?
I tend to appreciate the full package.
Oh, the package.
Chest and arms.
Yeah? How do I measure up?
On a 10-point scale, I'll give you a 9.
Is that a psychologist's way of making me feel secure? How can my 9-point chest stand against your 10-point ass?
Competitive, aren't you?
More than most, I guess. But I'm not sure I'm qualified to self-diagnose. What's it like being a psychologist?
Well, you know how you have this patchwork of little scars? We're all of us, just a walking bundle of psychological scars. Most of us just accept them, like you've accepted yours. They're mostly small, and we don't give them a second thought. It's when they become noticeable that I get involved.
Difference is, my scars are real and aren't going away, whereas psych issues, the things I suspect you deal with, are often imagined or transient.
Okay, that's quite insightful.
Correct, isn't it? I mean, it must be difficult to deal with things that are so intangible.
Doesn't mean they're not real.
But there's more to it. You say you get involved and the scars become noticeable. Noticeable to whom? To the patient or to others?
My God, another great question. I give you a 9 for the package, but a 10 for the insight.
High praise from a doctor. Damn.
God damn.
I'm sorry, you were saying?
I was saying that psychological threats, psychological problems spill over. They impact others. Problems are never imaginary. If there's a problem, it's real to whomever it's afflicting.
You must be great at your job.
Well, I do take it seriously.
Probably never bored.
Oh, are you kidding? Oh, and I would love boring. Yesterday, I was counseling inmates at county, and in the morning, I had feces flung at me.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and same day later in the afternoon, 2 marriage proposals.
So many opportunities. And yet you still chose to go out with me.
Don't get cocky, you never know. Those guys haven't turned in their essays yet.
Pretty open-minded, aren't you?
My line of work, you gotta try.
Like I said, never boring. From shit to wedlock in one day. Quite a variety.
Lots of psych issues come down to humans' inability to adapt, to adjust, to cope with change. I mean, maybe they just need to accept the change created by their scars, or maybe they need to adjust their environment, their relationship, whatever, but change sucks.
Okay. But that sounds like a crock. Humans are masters of coping with change. Change is the only constant. If humans couldn't deal with it, we'd have got extinct long ago.
Okay, that's true, I guess, but at some level, change becomes threatening for everyone.
No, but if nothing ever changed, we wouldn't learn anything. What's learning without change? We die of boredom and we'd never even laugh.
Are you a black and white kind of guy, or can you acknowledge there are shades of gray?
Not everything is gray. There are some universal truths. Or do all psychologists embrace moral relativism?
Okay, there is no way in hell that you are just a welder.
Just a welder. Excuse me, Matt.
That came out wrong. Rob, will you please go back to bed?
Minute. Maybe this isn't gonna work out.
I didn't mean to be insulting.
I get it.
Anything.
I'm just a welder. I'm not mad. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion.
I meant the way you talk.
So there's nothing wrong with the way I talk.
There isn't. It's surprising. You talk like you're highly educated.
That's what I figured.
Rob, I need you to listen. I'm going to tell you a secret. A secret, but it's true. Are you listening? A PhD doesn't mean shit. It only proves a dogged determination to put up with a lot of bullshit and jump through a lot of hoops. Some of the dumbest dumb shits I know have PhDs. The fact is, I know a welder who's sharper, who's got more on the ball than a whole lot of them. Will you please forgive my insensitive remark and come back to bed?
Yeah, okay. Maybe we can rewind it a bit. I had a chance to go to college. 18, joined the Army. I tested well. Really, really well. And after basic training, I was soldier of the cycle. I got called into the company commander's office and offered a slot at West Point.
Wow,
It's unusual, but it meant a commitment past the 3 years for which I enlisted, and I didn't think it through. At 18, you think you know it all. You don't really know jack shit. I fucked up.
maybe it's all for the best. You're an autodidact. There's nothing wrong with that.
And just a welder.
Stop. I have no problem with your profession. It's just, well, you started talking about universal truths and absolutes make me nervous.
Why? Are you telling me there are no absolutes?
No, I'm not saying that. Okay. You say you like change, right? How about changing your mind? Can you do that? Or maybe you're one of those guys that has to always be right. Maybe you want to change me. Well,
Maybe change would be good for you. Sorry. Finish your point. I can't promise I'll agree.
empathy. It's about empathy, not agreement. Suspending judgment to learn the lens through which others see the world. We all have a different lens. Truth is relative.
Really? Truth is relative?
Well, that's where it gets tricky. For me, in my line of work, two people can look at the same set of facts and infer different meanings. I mean, do you not see that?
Maybe. And through your lens, people can't cope with change.
We all need to feel in control. I mean, change sucks. People need certainty to predict, to have answers. I mean, why do you think we've invented so many legends and myths and so many goddamn religions?
Well, through my lens, it's boredom that sucks. It's pure hell. Probably why I'm still single. I haven't found someone who doesn't bore the hell out of me.
And what about me? The jury's still out.
Still collecting evidence, building a case.
Me too. The evidence is stacking up, mostly in your favor.
Mostly.
Sure I can't get you something else? Something to eat? Just let me know. But I am curious about welding. Doesn't it sometimes get boring?
I've yet to deal with anyone throwing shit, but some jobs are challenging.
Give me an example.
You've heard the phrase, welders do it in all positions?
Not that I recall.
Well, all right, let me show you. Hand me the water bottles. Make sure the caps are tight. All right. You good? All right. Ooh. All right. You hold the water bottle like this.
Like this?
Yeah. Okay, so there are basically 4 welding positions. The first, welding like this, the flat position, it's the easiest.
And your finger is the welder.
I'm the welder. My finger is the electrode.
And what am I?
In this scenario, you're the fixture holding the workpiece.
I would rather be the workpiece and you be the electrode.
You got a one-track mind, don't you? But clever. No shortage of welding euphemisms. You know, of course, that welders have hotter brows.
This is so exciting. I'm learning so much.
Sarcasm? Am I boring you?
Are you kidding? I love it. I love your electrode.
Shall we abandon the welding lesson?
No. Please continue. You are teaching me about positions.
This is the horizontal position. A little harder than the flat position.
Well, you and I have mastered the flat and the horizontal positions.
It takes lots of practice. Lots of master, hundreds of hours.
Oh, hours, hundreds of hours. You have a lot of confidence in your electrode.
This is the vertical position. More challenging.
And that is with me on top. We did that too.
You don't give two shits about welding, do you?
I do. Go on. There must be one more position, the underhand.
Not underhand, overhead. The most difficult. I'm sorry. I said boredom is hell, and what do?
You don't bore me. And I feel privileged to have my first welding lesson from a master. Still, just knowing you as well as I do, I still wonder if welding doesn't get boring.
I guess it could if I wasn't a thinker. But I drop the hood, watch the little bright light, and my mind is free to think.
Hood.
Yeah, the mask that covers my face, protects my eyes.
Right. Hey, some sculptors should reprise Rodin's Thinker. Instead of a naked man with his chin on his fist, a hooded welder watching a little bright light. You could be the model.
Would never work. They want a model with a full package, a rating of 10. I never measure up.
I thought you were sensitive. So what do you think about when you're watching the little bright light?
Lately, I'm thinking a lot about you. Anticipating our first date.
Did it meet your expectation?
Expectations just lead to disappointment. I've learned it's best to have no expectations.
One can hope.
I've not been disappointed.
Me neither. Who knew that Tarzan was a thinker? What else do you think about?
About whatever I'm reading. Right now on my nightstand, I have a book about what America's founders learned from the Greeks and the Romans.
My God, you just continue to. You're just so damn unexpected.
See, you like unexpected. Makes life interesting, gives us a reason to smile.
What do you think about spending the night?
No, I would, but I've got a really early start tomorrow. No, I'm not bullshitting you. Saturdays are work days for me.
But you do want to?
See you again? Yeah, I do. I want to see you again. I was even going to ask about tomorrow night.
2 nights in a row. Sounds serious. You said sex changes things. What's changed between us? Is there something that you've changed right now? Something about us?
Only one thing.
What's that?
I'm lying on my dominant hand. Okay to change sides?
To free up your dominant hand? Glad.
Oh. Oh.
Better?
Thanks. Now what?
How about you show me the underhead? No, the overhead. Can you show me the overhead?
you sit on mine?
Thank you for getting my scoop.
Thank you for dinner. Can I help you clear?
How about some coffee?
Good food, linen and candles on the table, jeans and boots. So much better than going out.
Shit-kicking cowboy boots. You're such a gentleman,
I thought I was Tarzan.
an enigma.
Am I?
You might change, but you're traditional. A gentleman who opens doors, pulls out chairs, says please and thank you. You even carry a clean hanky in your back pocket.
You went through my pockets?
No, but I do notice things, paying attention to see if you're really.
Well bred.
Well, that's the question, isn't it? Were you raised by refined parents or by wolves? I don't know. I mean, on one hand, you're polite, but there's a wildness about you. Civilized, but raised in the jungle. King of the jungle with a Tarzan roar. What a man.
Well, maybe not king of the jungle, but I am secure in my manhood.
Rob, your manhood was never in doubt.
Well, with a name like Robin,
What? Robin is a great name for a man.
you should have been around when I was in grade school.
Why were you teased?
Nothing I couldn't handle. But there were 2 girls in my first grade class named Robin. And my teacher insisted on calling me Robin. There was Robin 1, 2, 3. I was Robin 1. And all the other kids, well, you know how kids are.
So the male became numero uno. That figures.
Well, I don't think it did much to fuel my ego.
Why not embrace Robin? I mean, I like Rob, I do, but Robin, Batman's sidekick, Robin Gibb,
Who?
the Bee Gees.
Oh, yeah, sing falsetto.
I think that was his brother.
Oh mio bambino caro, mi piace non dare in rosa, recupero la
Wow. I'm speechless.
What? No applause? That was Puccini after all.
Oh, you know Puccini. Wow, that was.
Oh my God! You thought I was serious.
You were so sincere. God, I didn't want to hurt your feelings. You suck as a singer, but you are one hell of an actor.
Okay, so more Robin Williams than Robin Gibb.
Yes, Robin Williams, an actor and a comedian, also very masculine. Lots of hair on his arm.
The full package. But remember, he wasn't a welder.
No, but he was in touch with his manhood.
Like to touch it, did he?
He said God gave you a penis and a brain, but only enough blood for one at a time.
Well, that's some self-awareness, I guess.
Self-awareness, the holy grail of my profession. Hey, you could be Robin Hood. Because, you know, you wear the welding hood.
That's all right. I think I'll simply stick with Rob. What kind of name is Maeve?
I like my name.
No, I do too. It's unusual. What does it mean?
Maeve was Queen of Connaught in Ireland, known for her skills as a warrior and her sexual prowess.
No shit. So as her namesake, I can assume you have formidable warrior skills in addition to your amazing repertoire of sexual skills?
Darling, we've only scratched the surface of my repertoire.
Oh, you saucy wench.
The name means intoxicating.
Well, no wonder I lost my inhibition and roared like a lion last night. God, you really are intoxicating. Such a fitting name.
Thank you. How does security in your manhood influence your views of women?
I like them.
Seriously.
Seriously, I like them. Why?
Well, I'm just wondering, you pulled out my chair last night, insisted on opening doors, the car doors at the restaurant. Well, I'm just wondering if
It's gentlemanly.
or is it out of character and you think it will impress me?
Does it make you uncomfortable when I open the door
No,
for you?
not uncomfortable, no.
Well, you're secure enough to.
Yes, I am.
I mean, I could let you.
No, I mean, yes, I can open my own doors, but I'm secure enough to admit that.
You like it. You like when I open doors.
I think I do. I mean, it doesn't bother me that you do, but it's not an obligation. Don't make it a rule. I don't expect it, okay? But here's the thing.
Yeah.
You're comfortable.
Now?
I mean, you're a strong, confident guy and very traditional, I think.
Very. I don't know if I'm very anything.
Very everything. You're traditional, but you like change. You're secure, but not just in your manhood. And you're comfortable. I mean, now that we've gotten past my faux pas,
What's that?
leading you to think that I don't respect lawyers. But you know now that I do, right? That I respect your intelligence. And now I don't think. You're not threatened. I don't threaten you.
Well, that was before I knew about your legacy, the warrior queen.
Don't make light of it. You have no idea how rare that is.
Opening doors, being a gentleman?
To meet a down-to-earth man who isn't intimidating.
By your warrior skills or your sexual prowess?
I am serious. When men hear doctor in front of my name, their masculinity usually swells to obnoxious in defense, or that, or it goes limp in retreat, but my PhD doesn't threaten me.
Makes you interesting. You want to know what's really rare? A woman who's intelligent, but not condescending. A woman who doesn't stereotype men, blue-collar men. Think we're all misogynists, slobs who like cage fighting, that's all. We only read the sports pages.
Oh, Jesus, Rob, that's your list. You sound bitter.
Definitely jaded. So tired of the online dating thing. Well, what else?
I know what you mean.
All these women write profiles professing their love of the Brewers, the Packers. I had no idea that virtually every woman in the world loves to fish. To kayak. They're all into sci-fi flicks, CGI-driven action movies. It's fucking ridiculous.
They're casting about, trying to choose the right date.
But you gave me
You got a writing assignment. What was I thinking?
loved it. A challenge.
Well, vocabulary is a good proxy for intelligence.
But is vocabulary enough? What if it was unaccompanied by the Tarzan roar?
You don't really think I'm that shallow.
You're deep, multi-layered, a saucy wench with a PhD. Talk about an enigma. And what was it about me that initially attracted you?
Initially, your manly good looks.
So you are superficial.
Superficially. I like to get inside your head, collect some evidence, see if you're real, hence the essay.
500 words of evidence.
Exactly, too. I did a word count. I just had to meet you to see if
You were just thinking ghostwriter.
could a writer's mind really reside inside those rugged good looks?
The challenge was limiting it, to be keeping it to exactly 500 words.
Such a perfectionist. But have you really done all the things you described? Skydiving.
Several times. Do you doubt my veracity?
Okay. Driven an Indy race car.
Las Vegas Motor Speedway, 180 miles an hour.
Whitewater rafting. Okay, that I believe, but climbing Mount Rainier. But your biggest risk,
Before going out with you?
oh God, daring to date a therapist, that's so scary.
My biggest risk before you was lying about my age. I was only 16, I lied to get a job at a meatpacking plant.
You can't make this stuff up. And what is so risky about carving anuses out of pig carcasses?
Carpal tunnel. It would have ruined me as a welder.
You've got quite a resume. Okay. Now you have to tell me something else. Something really risky you did. And here's the thing. It has to be something you've never told anyone else.
Oh, jeez.
Come on, show some vulnerability.
All right, let me think. Promise you won't hold it against me.
What are you talking about?
I mean, I was only 16.
Ooh, going way back, aren't you? No, really, Rob, it's okay. You can tell me.
Okay. So spring of my sophomore year, I wanted to date this really hot girl, but her parents were super religious and wouldn't let her date.
So you what? Snuck into her bedroom?
This is not something of which I'm proud.
Oh boy, what did you do?
They were planning to go, well, her parents were to this big revival in another city, long drive, a couple hours away. When I found out about the revival, I decided to go to their church to attend a Sunday service.
Oh, lining up for conversion. You must have really wanted this girl.
At 16, I was done.
Learning. What's changed?
Went to the church with my acting skills to use. Expressed interest in the revival.
Okay, a little ballsy, I guess.
Yeah, but you're never gonna guess what's coming.
You went to the revival. I don't see what's so risky unless they use snakes in the service.
Lots of weird shit, but no snakes. So on the return trip, I'm in the backseat with Beulah.
Beulah? Her name was Beulah.
And I had my coat over our laps. Yeah, now you see what's coming.
You did.
I did. Carried on a conversation with her dad while he's driving, while I'm in the backseat, inappropriately touching his daughter underneath the coat.
So you were talking while your fingers were walking.
In a manner of speaking. They were definitely exploring.
Poor girl. I mean, first to be stuck with a name like Beulah, and then to have her innocence despoiled in the presence of her parents.
Oh, she was more complicit that she was innocent, but still, yeah.
So didn't her parents suspect anything? I mean, wasn't her dad watching you in the rearview mirror?
That was the risky part. If he would have known what I was doing, he would have pulled over and exacted the Lord's vengeance.
Momentous year for you. At 16, you were carving anuses out of pig carcasses and backseat fingering a girl in the presence of her puritanical parents. What else did 16-year-old Rob do?
16-year-olds don't have the best judgment. Like I said, not my proudest moment. And no, I've never told anyone about it. Till now, I've forgotten about it. I don't know why I thought of it.
Let's see. Your dominant hand.
To get the full Beulah experience, you need to feel simultaneously terrified and thrilled.
You are a devil.
I'm glad I don't have daughters. Oh. Okay, your turn. Big risk you've taken.
Oh, no, we don't need to.
No, only fair. Of course we do. And remember, it's got to be something you've never told anyone else.
I'll tell you what, I will think about it, and maybe I will come up with something to tell you later. You're still planning on spending the night?
Maybe. No. How's up with that? That's not fair.
Don't get mad.
I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. The therapist expects her patient to open up, be vulnerable.
Already
You hold up.
therapist again. Thought I didn't threaten you.
It's not that. But what do you want from me? Besides sex? You seem to enjoy my company, but you're not totally sold. I've been open with you, but you keep investigating, collecting evidence, going through my pockets. I'm under a goddamn microscope. What are you really looking for?
I didn't go through your pockets, and you're not under a goddamn microscope. What do you think I am looking for? Are you looking for some kind of a commitment? It's only our second date, for God's sakes. I mean, can't we just keep it light and fun? Okay, Robin. It's just that I'm still wondering if you're real.
Real? Christ.
You didn't answer about spending the night?
I don't know. You really want me to?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Leave the bathroom light on. Now, you close the door. A bit more. There.
Thank you for spending the night.
You sleepy?
Did you want the light just right for sleeping?
We have more to talk about.
I know, we'll talk. Maybe tomorrow.
Again with the maybe. If there's something you're not telling me.
I'm not trying to be difficult. Please, can you
I'm not sure what you want from me.
You. Just you.
Oh.
Make love to me.
Oh.
No. That was perfect. Intense.
Yeah, a sprint, not a marathon.
Hard work.
Literally.
No, I enjoyed it. Really did.
I could tell. And yeah, no, it was work in a literal sense, you know, moving mass to a distance.
You really fixate on asses, don't you?
I said mass.
I know what you meant.
I don't think you do. Everything's a joke. Okay, I do appreciate asses, maybe for their symmetry. But in this case,
Symmetry.
well, yeah, I have an artist's eye for symmetry.
That right.
Well, bilateral symmetry in this case. Ass cheeks are perhaps the most symmetrical of body parts.
My God.
A personal observation, not a scientific fact.
Well, that I believe.
Very few people have truly symmetrical features. The eyes, for instance.
You find me symmetrical. Even my eyes?
Your eyes are hypnotic, intoxicating pools into which I fall and drown, overwhelmed by the beauty and the symmetry.
And my breasts?
Oh, the perfect embodiment of symmetry. Truly exemplars.
Well, that is good to know that I have balanced boobs. Did you hear that, girls? You are exemplary. Well, you haven't been properly introduced. Martina and Fiona say hi to Rob. The girls say they are delighted to make your acquaintance. And while they're pleased to be considered exemplary, they want you to know they are a little jealous of their downstairs cousin that gets all of your attention. Fannie Mae. Known for her symmetrical cheeks.
Well, tell the girls, tell Martina and Fiona that we were talking about work. There's no reason to be jealous of that.
You say mass, but I know what you meant.
No, I really wasn't. When you said it was hard work, I really was referring to mass. Physics 101. Work defined as mass through a distance. You said it was hard work? I was agreeing.
Oh God, you're serious, aren't you?
I was trying to be.
The science. I love it. Renaissance Rob. Welder, physicist. Ooh, soon you're gonna tell me you're an artist.
Now that you mention it.
What?
I was just gonna say that people don't really work much. Not anymore. Well, not in a literal sense. Not most people. Well, not in developed economies.
I know some people never seem to get off their lazy mass, but not welders. Surely not you.
Actually, tools, machines, do most of it. The real work. Cranes, grinders, power drills.
Bringing up power drills? Trying to wind me up again?
Maybe. But I need some recovery.
All the time you need. But getting back to the mass,
Have I awakened your love of physics?
I was going to say that I don't have to move much mass in my job, but if it's not work, then why, Renaissance Rob, am I so exhausted after work?
Mental effort's different. Expending energy without moving can be exhausting. That supercharged brain of yours burns through a lot of calories.
So I move something other than mass. I move attitudes, emotions. I move in affect.
Yeah, you do. And so gracefully too. But just now, reason we were breathing hard is we were doing real work, moving mass, lifting our brains out.
Spin it any way you want. I still think you were equating my ass to mass.
Well, I do love your mass.
The other day I had to do some work, real work. I had to move the cantankerous mass of one patient off the quarrelsome mass of another.
Really? It got physical? Wow, that sounds dangerous. You had to be the one to intervene. I think I misjudged the nature of your job.
Have you ever been in a group counseling session with a bunch of repeat offenders?
You're not alone with them, are you? Well, you have some protection with you, right?
Counseling wouldn't work with a guard in the room.
Damn, I thought welding was dangerous.
Well, yeah, all those sparks.
Now I'm getting worried about you. I have no idea.
Relax, I'm careful. I know how to handle myself.
Give you that. Still.
I take my work seriously. You get that, right? You must understand that. You put in a lot of long days too.
A lifetime of long days. But I'm about to put an end to that.
Really? Thinking of retiring?
Just cutting back. No more overtime.
Turning into a real slacker?
You say it like you're teasing. But you're not, are you?
And how would you say that? Of course I'm teasing. I don't really think you're a slacker.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, next to you, everyone must seem a slacker.
Where is this coming from?
No, I like your ambition.
Oh, so what now? I am an alpha female? Overly ambitious, obsessed? How many times have I'm obsessed with my work?
I never said obsessed, but you're certainly driven.
God damn it. Men are so easily threatened. I thought you were different. I thought you
I
were
am
threatened.
different. Different than most men. Thus, no, I'm not threatened by your ambition.
You know that the whole work-life balance is a crock of shit, right? I mean, it's not work over here and life over here. It's all just life. And my work is intertwined and just part of my life. And maybe you're part of my life,
Maybe.
but you can't. It's not necessary to compartmentalize everything. This is work. This is my family. This is my boyfriend.
No, I'm a boyfriend?
No, it all just fucking runs together. I mean, that's what life is. You must understand that.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
I get called out on site consults at all hours. Last night, after you left, 2 in the goddamn morning, the PD calls, can you come talk to this kid who's just sitting on a curb jerking off? And
Jesus.
I get there, and the little shit just jumps up, just takes off running, not a stitch of clothes. The cops had to tackle him. Compartmentalize that. I am not obsessed. I am committed. I am doing what I have to do, what I am supposed to do. And if you can't, I can't be with someone who doesn't understand that.
Me. Don't threaten.
Except when you think I'm profiling you.
Okay, yeah, but I'm not threatened by your accomplishments, by your ambition. You're beautiful, smart, you're funny, you're interesting, and I'm not threatened, I'm inspired.
Inspired by my ass. Big deal.
Are you listening? I'm inspired by your commitment, your drive. You've got all those degrees, just towering intellect. The inspirational ass is just frosting on the cake.
You really mean that? Rob, I'm sorry. Like, normally I keep my cool. I don't know why.
It's okay. I get it.
Every day I work with some real assholes, but I managed to stay composed with you. I'm sorry.
It's not a competition. Different kinds of work. Both of us put in grueling hours. Sometimes my pay stubs show more OT than straight time in a pay period.
Wait, that's
Yeah, crazy. Look at this. 2 weeks, 80 hours straight time, up to 88 hours overtime.
Jesus.
Yeah, and what I started to tell you earlier is that I'm cutting back on overtime so that I can do something different. Not do less, do more actually, more, but different.
Oh.
I'm not a slacker.
Of course not. I didn't really. I was just teasing when I. Do what different?
Create. I want to create.
Create. You mean
My whole career, I have built things, repaired things designed by others. Now I want to be the designer, be the creator.
okay? Well, good for you. What do you want to design? Tools, machines,
Art,
art? You paint?
sculpt, metal sculpture.
That makes sense, I guess. You really are a Renaissance man.
You think I'm crazy?
Not crazy, no, it's just, well, you don't seem real.
Oh my God, not that again.
Stop, don't react. What I mean is you're really deep, but you don't try to be. You're just you, who you are. And a challenge, because deep usually means hard to figure out. But you're not. You're transparent. And that makes me feel like I'm missing something.
You're missing something? I'm an open book, sitting across from a closed book. Closed book with missing pages. A therapist who's unwilling to open up.
You're right.
You do see that.
I spend my life listening, asking others to share, but I will share. I will. Please be patient.
I don't know what's so difficult. But yeah, okay. Maybe you can at least give me a clue?
Tell me more about your art.
Well, I don't know if welding is an art, but I've always thought about it as more than a trade. There's something beautiful about a perfect fillet weld.
Most people consider beauty to be majestic mountains, sunsets, butterflies, but you,
Fillet welds.
fillet welds. And symmetrical boobs and asses.
You think I'm deep, but I'm wondering if you're not a whole lot deeper. You asked me to share something I never shared with anyone else. You had to expect I'd ask the same thing of you.
Tell me more about your sculpture.
What does a therapist call what you're doing? Deflection? Avoidance?
Do you have any finished work? Anything I can see?
Oh my God.
I'd love to see your sculpture. What are you doing? Rob,
Smart. Beautiful. Sexy. What more could I want? Well, you know what, Maeve? It's not enough. The sex, I mean. At this point in my life, it's just not enough. You want deep? So do I.
I know.
You aggressively plumb my depth, but block me at every turn. Make oblique references to a relationship, to having a boyfriend, but I can't tell if you're serious. I love that you're fun. But is everything just a joke with you?
No,
I'm not a joke, not a plaything.
I know.
I mean, at this point in life, you just want to be fucking around making jokes.
No.
You and I, therapist and welder, different professions, different backgrounds, education, but we're symmetrical in so many important dimensions.
God, I know.
In curiosity, in energy level, in bed, am I right?
Yes.
What about intellectually? Do you really think well, maybe we're not equal, but
More than equal. God, you are.
symmetry. It's beautiful, mate. But it's not symmetry when you dig a hole right through me. And I'm only allowed to scratch your surface.
I know.
When are you going to introduce me to the real Maeve? Where's your essay? Your story you never told anyone.
I can trust you. I mean, I really need to be able to trust you.
What is it? Yeah, you can. You can trust me.
about 10 years ago. I was separated, going through the divorce.
But still married?
I was attending an Al-Anon meeting with a friend,
With a client, right? Not for yourself?
not a client, supporting a friend, her first meeting.
Okay.
I met a guy after the meeting, and we got to talking,
Yeah, you met a guy.
Oh, Jesus, will you let me tell it? I met a guy after the meeting, and so we kind of hit it off. Oh, God. Looking back at, God, it seems so out of character, but I guess I was just, God, it doesn't even seem like me, but I think I was just anxious to, well, I didn't do my due diligence.
You want to come sit next to me?
No, I need to get this out. About a week later, I was on the back of his motorcycle. We decided to take a road trip from 66 Chicago to LA, and
Oh, wow.
we made it as far as Springfield, Missouri, and then this dark side. We stopped for a meal, and well, the asshole, oh God, and it turned out the guy was still married.
But weren't you too?
What?
I'm sorry. Please don't stop.
Not only was the asshole married, but he was an alcoholic. And we stopped for something to eat, kind of a biker bar, and he ordered a beer with his burger. And I thought, okay, 1 beer's okay. I didn't know at the time that he had a problem, and hell, I didn't even know he was married until later. But once he started drinking, this fucking transformation, like you wouldn't believe, and he got raging drunk, and when I refused to get back on his motorcycle, he
He hurt you?
So you understand why I'm slow to trust. Why I make you feel like you're under a microscope?
What happened?
Oh, and since then, I've only been able to keep distance with men, not get too close.
But you don't have a problem with sex.
Christ, you don't have to get close to someone to have sex with them.
No, Jesus.
After an investigation, a background check.
And the fucking essay.
Yeah, fucking essay. Whatever it takes to feel like that I am in control of things. So yeah, don't crucify me because I like sex. I let myself play.
But not,
Never serious.
never.
Not until, maybe until now. I want more, Rob. With you, I do. I think I do.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that I might be more than just a good time. I want more with you too. I think I do. But you haven't finished your story.
It's not what he did. It's what I did.
What do you mean? What did you do?
Say you're sorry, that face of an angel comes out just when you.
Don't love me. So how bad was it? I know it was bad. Was it just once?
God, Rob, once is enough. In the eye, but my chin got hurt too. Can you see this?
I think I see something.
More light, maybe. My chin hit the pavement. A couple of stitches, but thank God I got a noticeable scar.
Like mine, not really noticeable.
I guess.
You went to the hospital?
Stitches, so eventually, yeah. I was down and hurt and seeing stars. I think I blacked out for, I think maybe I did. And I was on the ground for, I don't remember how long. I don't really remember much. But then I felt blood in my mouth. And when I tasted that blood, just this rush of adrenaline. God, I do remember that, the taste of blood.
That's good. The adrenaline, not the blood. I hope that fucker got arrested.
Oh no, I jumped up and rushed at him, just swinging. He'd gotten back on his motorcycle and, oh God, he was laughing. God, I do remember that, the sound of his laughter, but then oh God, he was so drunk. And he leaned back on his motorcycle and he fell over on his motorcycle and he fell over. He couldn't catch himself or maybe he didn't try, I don't know, but there was the sound of his bike falling over and metal hitting the pavement and then the sound of, I don't know, not an egg, maybe a watermelon. I don't know, but God, I cannot get that sound out of my head. His head hit this concrete parking curb, and there was this loud hollow pop, and I killed him, Rob.
He died?
Maybe I could have helped him, but I didn't. I didn't help him. I just left him there. I didn't know he was dead or dying, or maybe I did, but I pretended not to. But I just walked back in. I told the guy behind the bar that maybe he should call an ambulance. I guess he thought it was for me because my chin was bleeding and my eye was turning black and blue.
You didn't kill him.
Work there, you can't say that.
You didn't kill him.
Work there, you work there.
It wasn't your fault. I mean, I can see how you feel like you made a
God
mistake.
damn you.
But him getting hurt, that's not on you. It's not. Listen to me. It's all on him. It's not on you, okay?
No. You have no idea the guilt.
No, I can't.
In that moment, I wanted to kill him.
What is the same thing?
I could have lost my license to practice. I probably should have lost my license to practice.
It was an accident, and he was
Oh,
drunk.
I am such a fucking fraud. I mean, every day I counsel people who've got a past, and some of it is really sad, just unfucking believable. And some of these guys have no guilt. And you know what? Those are the easy cases because I feel nothing. I'm just numb. But I am really, with those really bad motherfuckers, those soulless animals who feel no remorse, I could fuck them silly and I could slap them silly and not feel a thing. No, don't take it the wrong way.
But you...
I do my job. That's what I do. I ask non-threatening questions. I practice listening with empathy, without judging, but I do judge them. God, I do. Their lens is so distorted. The way they see themselves, they see the world, they see other people. Their vision cannot be corrected. I just want to rip out their eyes and just pluck out their hearts, but I don't. I suck it up and I do my job.
Uh-huh.
But sometimes Sometimes I'm talking to someone and I can tell they feel their guilt, the weight of it.
Yeah.
They are haunted by their bad choices. And those are the hard cases. I'm at a fucking loss. I can't get past my own memories, my own bad choices. I mean, how can I help them get past the guilt and find redemption when I can't find it for myself?
You love your job. You must be doing
It's an
something.
act. It's a fucking act. It's an obligation. Every day, I feel like I'm paying back a debt.
I guess that's why some people think you're obsessed.
Obsessed is exactly what I am. Obsessed with my penance.
I know this is hard to talk about,
You want to leave, I understand.
but it's a relief, isn't it? To talk about it. Listen, I can't say I know what you went through, are still going through. I don't want you to think I'm comparing myself to you.
Yeah, please don't do that.
I want to say what I'm thinking, but I don't know.
I can imagine what you think of me.
Remember how you said two people can look at a set of facts and draw different inferences?
You weren't there.
No, but the guy got drunk, got on his bike without a helmet. He shouldn't have. My God, but he raised his hand to a lady. It's indefensible.
Yeah, right.
You're not the only one who has guilt, who's made mistakes.
What have you got to feel guilty about? Christ, it can't be about Beulah. You cannot.
No, I don't feel any guilt about that. Mild embarrassment, maybe. Big difference between embarrassment and what you're... Sweetheart, you're allowing yourself to drown in
myself.
guilt. You okay?
I thought you'd be gone, but you're still here.
You want me to leave?
Why would you stay? No, I don't want you to leave.
You don't live a full life like we have and not have some baggage.
Baggage? You call this baggage?
No, you're right. It's not baggage. It's a scar. A huge psychological scar.
Fuck. I know.
Change sucks.
You're gonna lecture me about change?
Not lecture. But you've talked with someone, right?
You're not a therapist, Rob.
No. But you are.
Physician, heal thyself? Is that it?
No, God, no. But you know therapists. Other therapists. I'm your friend. Not trying to be a therapist.
Good.
But, as a friend,
Oh, God.
you ever think about leaving the criminal justice system?
only every fucking day.
Think maybe you should stop working with criminals? You're not a criminal, Maeve. But every day you work with those criminals is like picking at a scab. Makes the scar worse. I'm just asking, not lecturing. Instead, you should work with dumb shits like me.
You're no dumb shit.
Well, I'm not a rapist. I've never tortured cats or fucked an altar boy. But I've got my issues.
Good to know. I can cross some lines off my list of investigatory inquiries.
We're more than friends, aren't we?
It's what you want, isn't it?
You don't? I'm not needy. But you're right. I mean, you're wrong. I do feel threatened. And it's not your PhD. But when I feel like being examined, profiled, you think I'm confident, but I'm not.
I know. Confident in some ways, but in others you're not. You say it's not about my PhD, but the Scarecrow was insecure too until he got her credential. Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz. Oh, I'm the Scarecrow.
That's for you to figure out. But to me, you are Tarzan. Tarzan with a brain. And Tarzan wants a serious relationship.
And you?
It's just our second date.
Right. 30 hours since we met in person. And we're already adjusting our lens, seeing things differently, things coming into focus. For me, at least. Maybe. I do know, Maeve, that you've
Relieved your sexual tension?
I tell you about my dad.
Good. Let's talk about you. Your dad.
He was crippled up with rheumatoid arthritis, couldn't work.
He's passed.
Long ago. My sisters took care of him.
And your mom?
Not in the picture. But Dad, just a 10th grade education, but the man was so goddamn smart.
Like father, like son.
He loved his opera.
Puccini?
You like opera?
Do you? You'll have to teach me.
Dad had half a dozen LPs he played over and over and over. So goddamn smart, but so insecure about his lack of education. Only thing in the world he wanted was for me to go to college.
And your sisters?
Never pushed them, but they did. Both went to college.
But not you.
Broke his heart when I joined the army.
You turned down West Point.
Oh God, I never even told him. Would have killed him.
You're not your dad.
I am. Just without the arthritis.
The insecurities, you mean?
I held him in such disdain. Rejected everything he wanted from me.
And that's your baggage. Your guilt.
Maybe I didn't kill him, but I sure disappointed the hell out of him.
You can't think that's the same.
No, not saying. Are you really gonna dismiss my
Guilt? No, you're right. I get it. You are right.
Maybe we both paid enough penance.
Should we go back to bed?
Go ahead. Got a lot of thoughts boiling up right now. Just need to let my brain cool down. To just sit, reflect. 10 years. And you never talked about it. Not until
9 years. Until tonight. Thank you for listening and letting me. I'm sorry to unload on you.
Are you kidding? You think it's it? Someone who does what you do would be all about unloading to finally talk about it. 9 years.
Enough talking for tonight. I'll just sit with you. Sitting quietly with you feels right.
Girl, wanna be what keeps you up at night. Girl, wanna be what keeps you up at night. Let's spray my cologne all over your pillows. Still feels like I'm so close. Let me my shade in your way. Let me a song in your head. Make it dance in the dark like a stealing night. Girl, wanna be what keeps you up at night. Tossing and turning and spinning like you did the red wine. Ooh, wanna kiss you till I can't get off your mind. Girl, wanna be what keeps you up.
Get some sleep.
What is it?
It's almost 7. I got toasted coffee. You want me to make some eggs? Something else?
Beautiful.
It's yours. You like it.
Where did you?
Had it in my truck. You have a habit of wrapping me up whenever I'm handling hot beverages.
Van? Who is she?
I guess I was inspired by Violetta.
Violetta. Sounds exotic. Former lover.
Alfredo's lover from La Traviata. The opera.
Puccini?
Verdi. Alfredo was intoxicated by her beauty and intelligence.
And she gave him her flower. Symbolic of something. Her virginity, maybe?
Avoidance. The flower was her way of stalling. A chameleon. The most symmetrical flower.
So she had a hard time committing. Or maybe she was just afraid of change.
I think it was more complicated than that. But it's pretty certain that she never really knew love. Not until,
Alfredo.
He confessed his love. She hesitated. Told him to come back when the flower wilted.
And when he did, she prostrated herself and became his slave.
Hardly. She was her own woman. The party girl, really. Had a hard time taking life seriously.
You think I'm not serious?
Created long before we met. My first finished work.
So it's not me.
Things didn't end well for Violetta. She had to deal with some serious issues. You could even say she was scarred.
So it is me.
What do you see? Through your lens. Through your eyes, your unique lens. I'm sure you'll see something like that.
Tell me, do you see joy or sorrow? Confidence or doubt? Love or lust? When you look at me, what do you see? Don't hold back.
I see a possible future.
That's kind of deep. A possible future. So you're not sure.
No, I'm not certain of much, but I can deal with uncertainty.
So you say. But what is certain?
Let's see. It's certain that one day Tarzan will lose his roar.
It isn't so.
Yeah. And Martina and Fiona will lay down to take a nap. Like Fanny will say.
Well, now you're just being mean.
Not holding back, sweetheart. Of this I'm certain. We're both going to troop. Might be next to impossible to get a rise from underneath Tarzan's loincloth.
Anything but that.
Sorry, but that's all pretty certain. We're both going to sag and lose our symmetry.
Sagging. Loss of symmetry. You really know how to brighten the day. How will we go on?
That's all physical. We can still stay symmetrical. We can. In mind, in spirit, I'm not afraid of the future.
Not afraid of moving too fast?
At our age, we should be afraid of moving too slowly.
I don't know, Robert. It all sounds pretty terrifying.
Simultaneously, terrifying.
The Beulah experience.
What do you see? Look at me. What do you see?
In you, I do see confidence and passion and hope.
And love.
Love is just a mile marker on a road that might lead to love. Or it might not, but we're not traveling at the same pace, Rob. We're not.
No, we're not.
On whatever road we're on, we're not really symmetrical. Not yet.
Not yet.
My scar has me too fucked up.
It has.
We need patience. Can we take it slow?
Yeah. I think we have to.
You can stay, can't you? Finish your breakfast?
Look at me, babe.
Feel me. I am real. Please get some help with your scar. I hope you'll call me when the flower wilts.
It's not real. It's artificial. It can't go wrong. It's not real. I am not you, Viola. I'm not you.
Randy, it's Maeve. I need to schedule a therapy session. You have my number. Give me a call.
Yay, wonderful, Kim. That's
thank
great.
you.
You know, every time I see this, and I've seen this about 6 or 7 times by now, I
Yeah.
always feel all of her pain at the end, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
aren't those two? I mean, those two actors are amazing. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Really great chemistry, and it was just a joy working with them.
and I said to Jean, the writing isn't half bad either. Okay, so anyone, if you have a question, I mean, Kim is right here, the man of the hour. Let me just start us off a little bit. What was your inspiration for writing this, if you don't mind me asking? Because it is, you know, so filled with pathos at the end.
Endings are always hard to write, and so I hope the ending, although it has some, it feels like it's a downer. There's some ambiguity, and maybe there's some hope at the end. I mean, she's made the call for a therapist, so it's uncertain whether they're going to get back together or not. But I think the audience is probably mostly rooting that they would, and kind of hate to see that because they are symmetrical in so many ways. But like I said before, my inspiration was just thinking about what constitutes compatibility in a relationship beyond intellectual compatibility. I think if you don't have that, you're really in trouble. But there's other things, views about sex, money, religion, politics. I mean, you could go on, you could say all these things that, and the old adage that opposites attract, I don't think research bears that out. I think the more that people have in common and shared interests, the more likely they're gonna have a successful relationship. But then just drawing on my own background. Also, I have to say, in addition to having been a welder and working with psychologists, my PhD is not in psychology, but I learned that vicariously on the job training by working with a bunch of psychologists. One of my daughters is a therapist, and several of the stories came directly from her. The story about having shit thrown at her and 2 marriage proposals in the same day. The story about being called at 2 a.m. to come out and talk to a kid who's sitting on a curb jerking off. Those are experiences my daughter had and shared with me. So yeah.
It's usually the ones, the stories that we don't believe are true that are the most true. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Just like the times we're living in right now.
Right.
So I don't know. I see 4 people still here. I'd love it if you want to come up and join us on stage and ask your question, or just put it in the chat and chat with us for a few minutes. I think it's valuable for anybody who's on. The truth is definitely stranger than fiction, Jean. Jean, do you know Kim? Are you from Wisconsin, or are you a playwright, or do you want to share how you found us tonight? But anyway, going on, Kim, you were having such amazing success. What do you think the key is? Like, what makes you more successful than a lot of other writers who aren't having so many productions?
Well, I've been very fortunate, but I've also just worked really hard on my craft. Studied a lot, read a lot of scripts. I attend theater constantly. You know,
in your area where you live, right?
In my area, and I drive 3 hours to Chicago or to APT, and I used to go to New York 2 or 3 times a year for theater weekends. So over 20 years, I saw more than 100 Broadway shows. But yeah, I go to regional theater and community theater, and I read a lot of scripts. So I mean, being a student of the art form, I think, is part of it.
But a lot of people do that. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but I don't. Somebody, I don't know who said it. Some playwright wrote in. I read in an article in one of the journals or something. They said, if the playwright that you're jealous of probably just outworks you. And I don't know if
outworks you.
Outworks you. Yeah, they work harder. And I mean that you can work hard, but I think you've got to have some raw talent, and then but then you've got to have the work ethic to get up and write every day and work really, really hard. And playwriting is a business, so you have to. So I think about creating a catalog of work. I want to have a unique voice. I want somebody to see a play, and if you look at Tennessee Wet Rub versus this play, or A Crooked French Affair, I mean, the 3 plays are so different in terms of genre and things, but it's still a Kim Ruyle play. I mean, it's got some thought-provoking kind of cerebral stuff in it, mixed with the lowbrow humor, so I kind of think about it as I'm creating a catalog of work, that I think about a line of automobiles. Like, if you're in a Honda, they have the Civic, they have all the way up to the Acura line. They do Formula One racing. They have motorcycles. So they have different forms, but they're all Hondas. And although my plays kind of, have that variety, and I try to stretch myself and stretch my range as a writer, I don't want to lose that brand. I don't want to lose my voice in it.
You do have a very particular brand, and that's why I'm interested in you as a producer. You're kind of like a Sam Hunter, where these regional stories are so different, from our experience here in New York. And I think that's the honesty is really what makes it impressive, because it's so totally authentic. You write about people that the area where you are in Wisconsin. And I wanted to ask you something else. You said you read a lot of plays. Where do you read them? On NPX? Like, do you have that network built up? Because
I do. I'll tell you, NPX is great, but it can be a time suck. And there are people that just are on there constantly reviewing and stuff. I don't have time. And there's some really fine work on New Play Exchange. Don't get me wrong. There's some really fine work, really excellent work. And there's a lot of stuff that are 1-minute plays, 10-minute plays. And I don't mean to be dismissive of those, but that's not really what I'm going for. And so most of the people reading and writing reviews on there are reading the very short plays. And so I prefer actually what I did a couple of years ago is I just looked and said, okay, what are all the plays that have won Drama Desk Awards or Pulitzer Prizes over the last 20 years? And I purchased many of those plays. I've got a very large library of scripts, and I buy the collected. I mean, if there's a playwright like that I like or that I don't even know. For instance, I just got a book right here. I thought it was right here on my desk, but somebody just so whether it's and some of the playwrights going back to the 60s and 70s, I read them as well. So Tom Stoppard, I mean, he's still writing, of course, but read his collective works. Christopher Durang, a wide variety of things. Alan Ayckbourn, you know, of course, Neil Simon, Sam Shepard, David Mamet. I buy collected works, and August Wilson. I just read a lot of those, and you kind of get a feel. You know, if you buy a collective volume, and some of these folks have, like Neil Simon, I think has 3 volumes of plays.
Yeah.
But boy, you by the time you're on the 3rd or 4th play, you think, I know this guy's work. I mean, I could spot it anywhere.
So interesting enough, the writers who said that you read their work, they were all male. Do you read any?
Oh, I do.
Writers?
I do. No, that's a good point. I do. So I was just reading. Now I'm going to skip the name. Okay, it's going to come to me. I'm sorry.
Sarah Ruhle.
Sarah Ruhle. I've got her books.
Yeah.
I've got a number of her books.
Carol Churchill.
Carol Churchill. She's a hard one to read.
Yeah.
For
yeah,
me.
but that's
Annie Baker, love it.
Annie
love
Baker,
her,
yes.
love her stuff.
Cool.
And who's the one who wrote? Oh God, it's just she's the most produced, other than Lauren Gunderson, the most produced playwright in the last couple of years. A black author. Oh, why am I blanking on her name? Anyway, it'll come.
Yeah, it's I'm blanking on it too.
Teresa Hutchinson. So yeah, I really, you know, the top dog underdog kind of stories and things like that. Those are female writers. So
yes. Yeah. So I'm glad that you read female writing. You know, I have a whole bunch of plays that I need some help with. You know, because I have people reading and I've got a lot of submissions. I think I'm going to come to you and ask you to read. Would you mind?
I don't know. We'll talk about that.
I don't mean to put you on the spot. I'm sorry. So your friend Jean, I'm so happy that you stayed for the entire show. Did you actually see it in person, Jean? It'd be really great to see one of your plays in person. But it has to come a little closer to me. I'm not going to Wisconsin.
Right.
Well,
I do have a short play that's going to be at Veterans Rep Theater just outside of New York City in November and December.
Where outside New York City?
I don't remember the name of the town. I think it might be in Westchester County, but it's out that direction.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. You have to let us know so we can publicize it.
And I did have one last June in New Jersey. I've had just outside of Philadelphia, in New Hampshire. These are all pretty recent, so not too far away, but yeah.
So I applaud you, Jean, for producing this play. You're with Interchange Theater.
She's actually got her own production company. She does trade shows. And she's produced several of my plays now. So I
that's a very great friend to have that will support you like that.
Yes.
So hopefully you're going to come to New York in another year or so. So your work can actually be represented on stage here. Thank you so much, Jean and Kim, for allowing us to view your work. And we're going to keep it up on YouTube a little bit. And only you're not going to actually have this watch party anymore. So this is going to go away.
Okay.
But Kim, thank you so much. I'm really grateful. And hope to see you soon, right?
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. All right.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.